Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Lottie and today we're going to do a full body Pilates routine using the resistance bands or the TheraBand. So hopefully this is a piece of equipment that lots of you have. If you don't, then it's a really lovely one to invest in. They're quite inexpensive, or you can even use, some sort of towel or something. It doesn't quite create the same feeling because obviously this is kind of, you've got that little stretch, but there's lots of things that you can do, and you can also do the whole routine without even using a TheraBand as well, and just have that extra element of imagining you have one. But I think they're really great. They just add a really nice bit of feedback. I really think they're really good for the shoulders and the upper body and the arms, and just really feeling that connection. So let's get started. And there hasn't been a TheraBand routine on the channel for a couple of years. There's another one, I think, which is actually really popular. So hopefully this is a nice option for you guys to have. Anyway, let's just stop talking and get going. So we're going to start with some breathing. So bring the band behind the back of your ribs and just underneath. You want to try and keep it, sometimes they're quite tricky to work with, but you want to try and keep it spread. And then you're just going to give yourself a little hug with it around under your chest. And we're going to sit nice and tall, and we're just going to start with some breathing here. So I'm sort of crossed it over, grounded into the sit bones, and you're going to breathe into the band. So inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. And as you inhale, I want you to feel that you're trying to stretch the band apart. And as you exhale, it's kind of like you're narrowing the band, sort of it will become more slack as the ribs narrow in. And still ease into that lovely upright spine the whole time. So inhale, stretch into the band. And exhale, grow tall, kind of like your core sitting up away. I've lost it now from there. Good, one more here. So there's a lovely bit of equipment to get some feedback if you're really struggling to find that breath into the ribs, stretch into the band. And release. Growing tall as you exhale. So taking the band now, we're going to reach it out in front. So holding it in your hands, a little bit wider than the shoulders. And we're just going to lift tall as it comes up, mobilizing the shoulders. And I'm not pulling the band, but it's not slack either. So there's a little bit of it's taut. And we're lifting, trying to get a nice full range of movement in the shoulder joint. Again, I really love how the band really helps you find that symmetry of movement with the arms. And then we're going to come up, we're going to grab the ribs back, pulling them back. And we're going to reach over to the right, and then you're going to pull the right arm down towards the floor. Stretching through the top side, and then bring it back as we come up and over. Grounding through both sit bones. First of all, do the side stretch. Then pull that arm down. And then it comes up and it rebounds back tall. Good. And we're staying back, try not to lean forwards. We're going up and over. And reaching through that top side as that arm comes down. And it lengthens up. We grow taller as we ground through the pelvis. And we go over to the other side, opening through the side body. We use that stretch through both arms, but that bottom arm reaches towards the floor. It comes up. We reach out and we come up tall, and we bring those arms down. Good, we're going to pop it behind the head as we come down onto the back. So coming down, or you don't have to put it behind the head just yet, you can come down first and then pop it behind. And we're going to have the feet hip width apart and parallel. We're going to try and get that band nice and stretched across the back of the head. So not behind the back of the neck, behind the back of the head. And we're coming into some curl ups here. So we're supporting the back of the head as we curl the chin, chest up into that curl up. Grounding through the feet. And then we're coming down, pushing the head back. And again, nod the chin and curl that chest. Up and over, and we're coming down. So I really love using the band behind the head here. Really helps if you've got tight shoulders to hold something a bit wider like this rather than having the hands completely interlaced. We're exhaling up, inhaling as we control down. Keep pushing the head back into the bands as you lift the tips of the shoulders, balancing that cup of tea on your pelvis. and down. And again, and now if your wrists start to get kind of achy from holding the band so much, you can sort of change it so you've got clenched fists or long hands. You can even wrap your hands around once so you don't really have to hold on. It just kind of, it's just there. So that can sometimes feel a bit better. So you can change it up. It's not, I'm not too worried about how you hold the band. It's more about the feeling. And we're coming down. Now we're going to go into the obliques. So we're going to reach over to the right, exhale. Inhale back to the center. Exhale over to the left. Keep the knees nice and still. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Shoulder comes up and across to opposite thigh. Try not to over rotate. We've got 4 more. Maybe your arms are starting to work. That's fine. We're using the arms with the band here. And over to the other side. Keep that neck long. And we're coming back. We've got 1 more to each side. Going into those obliques. Keep pushing the head back as you lift that chest. And back around. And 1 more to the left. Up and across. And back. Now we're coming into 100. We're floating the legs up. I want you to reach the band behind the back of your legs here. So wrapping the band around your hand once, or maybe just holding. You're trying to get the band away from your legs. So you've got to get up nice and high in that curl up. Legs in tabletop position. Drop the tail down and we pump the arms. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm stretching the band apart. It's stretching a little bit and we're drawing through those abdominals as I try and keep the band away from my legs. I don't want it at my legs, so it's helping me get into that lovely curl up as I inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and keep trying to stretch that band apart. Good, last one. Keeping that chest lifted and we bring the band back and it comes over the front of the shins and you push it down this way and we continue there with that 100. Now it's so hard. We're pushing the band over the top of the legs. You're inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale. Keep that chest lifted. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Let's do 1 more. Keep reaching forwards if you can. You've got inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach the band back and reach the arms all the way back behind you. And lengthen away. Now we're going to come into our double leg stretch. So this time we're going to come up. We're going to reach arms and legs away. Just keep parallel. And then as you come in, again, push the band over the shins. And reach away. And press down. Work in the triceps. Reach away. And press down. Work in the backs of the arms. Reach away. Abdominals working. Reach away. And press. And keep your chest lifted as you push over as those legs reach apart. Last one. And relax. Well done. It's hard using that band. It really finds the nice deep connection. Let's just turn the head left to right. Releasing through that jaw for a moment. Really turning your head from right at the top. Especially we've done lots of curl ups. Good. And then you can just rock up. We're going to pop the bands around the feet and we're going to come into a little row with a little half roll back. So legs out in front of you nice and straight. Flex the feet so you've got that band hooked over. And we're sitting nice and tall. We're going to start with a little row. So we've got that lovely upright posture and we're going to row the elbows back. Gently squeeze between the shoulder blades. Now as the band goes forwards, you find your roll back. You're shifting your sit bones underneath. And I'm not pulling on the band now. I'm just letting it extend away. Kind of like the band's pulling me that way in a way, but I'm going back. Yeah, so there's a nice sense of position. And then I'm going to curl up. I'm not going to use the band too much. But then as I sit tall, I'm going to pull those elbows back. Gently squeeze the shoulders, lift open through the chest. And then we release again. Lovely little roll back. And again, try not to use the band too much. Drawing in through these abdominals, pushing the feet away. Scooping up and over. And as I sit tall, I'm going to gently squeeze between the shoulders, elbows wide. And there's this sense of sort of rebounding as the band goes forwards and rocking the pelvis back. Pushing the feet into the band and away. Maybe coming towards the lower back. And then coming up and over, deepening that curl. And as you restack your spine, you're gently pulling the elbows wide and lifting tall through the chest. And then the band releases again. And we roll it away. Lower back is coming towards the mat. Good. Shoulders away from the ears as you curl up and deepen in. And sit tall as you pull the band, elbows wide, chest open. And again, that rebounding one more. Really nice, coming down. And you're going to feel so connected after this routine, using that band up and over. Draw those shoulders back as you pull. And releasing forwards. Just take a little passive stretch forwards for a little release. And then we're going to come to a side lying leg exercise. So some side kneeling. So little bit of transitioning to get into this. You're going to put one of your feet around the band, and you're going to hold it with the other hand, with both hands. And we're into this side kneeling. So that leg's going to extend, the one that's the band is around, and the other hand is going to come down and anchor, okay? This top arm, this top hand is going to anchor to your hip. This leg is reached away. We've got the pelvis pushing forwards, and we're in this side kneeling kick position. So just draw the shoulders away from the ears, check that hand is under the shoulder, and we're going to push the foot up and into that band. 10, and down, so that little extra resistance. 9, keep the hips pressing forwards. 8, pushing into that heel. 7, 6, pushing that heel away, flex the foot parallel. 5, 4, working into the side of the hip, the whole body. 3, pressing those glutes forwards. 2, at the same time you're elongating your spine, and we hold for 1, little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to try and stretch that top arm up and feel a lovely big stretch. And bring it down. Well done, really good, guys. So just bring that knee in and just take a little sit the other way. And just going to press through the hips. Good. And then let's go on to the other side. So just place it, let's even up. Just place the band around the other foot. So it's a little bit of a transition, once we're there, we're sort of in. So just hold on to either end of the band. You've got to bring that hand quite far away from you, not too close in. Extend the other leg out and then bring this top hand onto the hip. So you've got this nice long line, pushing the hips forward, lengthening the spine, drawing the shoulders down as we lift for 10. Exhale. 8, pushing that heel away. 7, nice and parallel flexed foot. 6, 5, create length in your body. 4, keeping your control. 3, pressing that foot away, pushing your hips underneath you and forwards. 2, and 1. I want you to find that deep connection in. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, grow taller. 5, 4, 3, 2, we're nearly there. 1, can you keep that leg lifted as you reach that top arm? And bring it down. That feels so nice. And we're just going to take a little stretch back the other way. Well done. Breathe in there. Breathing in, breathing out. And we're going to come around and we're going to just come into some pelvic curls with the band and then some Batmon, getting a nice reach into the band. So we're coming onto the backs. So next little section. And just get yourself nice and centered. You're going to hold the band just up above your chest. Letting the body release and settle for a moment. Again, not stretching the band too far, but just having it nice and stretched out, but not pulling it. We're going to melt the low back into the mat. We're going to pelvic curl up, and the band is going to press down. You might need to hold a bit wider and just push the band down towards the floor as you open your chest, work the triceps. And then we release down as the band reaches all the way back, the bottom goes to the mat, and you're feeling this sense of opposition. So it's like, I'm trying to get that band back as the tailbone goes away. And then melting back down as we peel up. Squeeze your glutes, try and get the band nice and even, pubic bone high as you press the band towards the floor. Open your chest and shoulders, gather your ribs, and then just feeling that melting away, nice and even. Grounding into the feet, reaching back and coming up. Press the low back down, lots of lovely articulation. Squeezing your bottom, narrow knees. And this is where we feel that press of the palms down. See if you can stretch that band to the floor. And then rolling it down. Using that out breath. And we're coming up again. And you're going to press those arms down, gather through the ribs. Now we're going to come back up with the arms, but keep the hips lifted. So this is where you're going to try and get your leg every time. So we're going to reach the right leg along the floor. That was the left. We're going to reach the right leg along the floor. And we're going to try and get it up to touch the band. And then it's going to do a little circle. And keep that band nice and still. And then it's going to reach up. Now you can always bring your hips down if this is a little bit too much in a bridge. And you're going to try and not take the band to the foot, but you're going to try and get the leg to the band. So it's a little challenge to try and get that. So we've got 4 more. Keep the hips lifted if you want that extra challenge. 4. And 3. Lengthen that leg to the band. And 2. Yes, try and reach that band or just aim for it. And we've got the other side. And we reach the leg along and you keep your hips level and lifted and you've got 6. And controlling it around 5. Keeping those hips up, you've got 4. Using that breath, reach out, you've got 3. You've got 2. And you've got 1. And we reach that band back as we roll down through the spine, all the way back. Just stretch your legs out. Roll up again from here. Arms reach. Curling and rolling up. And just reach over your legs and just let that band just rest onto your legs there. And just take a little stretch forwards. Nice and active, reaching forwards. And then just place the feet back around. Flex the feet and take your legs nice and a little bit wider, not too wide. Sitting nice and tall, and we're just going to take a little row here, just to lift through that spine. We're rowing back, and releasing, and rowing back. And this time it's a nice narrow row, and we're sitting tall and grounding through the pelvis. Lifting out through that spine, rowing back. Good, now we're going to try and row back. You might need to hold a little bit lighter. You're going to row back and you're going to reach down with your head and pull the arms behind you. And roll up and release forwards. And you row back and you roll your head down and you pull the band back, draw the tummy in, work the backs of the arms and control it back up. This feels so nice for that spine. We've got last 2. Roll up and over, try not to collapse, reach back. And you're working the whole body as you restack. And we've got 1 more. Breathe all of your air out. Reach those arms if you can behind you. Keep strong, keep them lifted. And you restack all the way up nice and tall. Good, let's just come to I took my mat with me there. Come to a seated position. And I just want you to finish with a little bit of a nice lift through your neck, through your whole body, through your posture. So just bring the band and you're going to pop it in half, or fold it in half. We're just going to put the band behind the back of the head here, just like we did kind of on our backs, but we're just going to sit tall and we're going to feel that chin just pulling in, really feeling the center, the shoulders down. And you're just going to breathe and you're going to keep pushing that head back. So this is kind of where we want to be. We spend so much of our lives, our day sort of forwards, looking at the phone, on the laptop, even just everything is forwards, cooking and reading, and it's all sort of down here. So we want that lovely posture and we want to feel that chin is back, the ears are over the shoulders. So with this band behind the head, it's really nice to just feel that sense of release. And then maybe just let the band come down, but keep the head where it is. And just let your arms relax. And I can kind of feel that the band is like still there. So sort of feel that. Lift all. And you're all done. Well done, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I really hope you enjoyed that. And please join me again in another routine soon. Subscribe to the channel, check out my other routines, head over to my website and sign up to my newsletter, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.